was thinking, this thing about Africa is it's a real thing. You know what I mean? You've got a sect of people that created multiple civilizations, arguably the greatest civilization you've ever had. And you got a bunch of people that came in the 18th century that decided, they made a choice. They came in 16th century, 15, but from the 16th century decided that this one group of people, we are going to erase them from history. And every generation, since 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, even up to the 19th century, they've passed the baton of lies to each other. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, they've decided to themselves that we're going to create this thing called polygenism, and we're going to tell them that they were monkeys swinging on trees when we got there. We're going to take their inventions, we're going to put white face to it, and that's how we're going to roll. And for centuries it's been like that. If I go online now and type in certain truths about Africa, there will be thousands of people on that post telling me how much a lie it is I'm speaking. Even when the Greeks, when they had in the books that everything they learned was from Africa. So the Greek philosophy is really the African philosophy. It's quite sad because I'm not learning this until all through my 20s. I didn't have this understanding. I had a few people that would tell me at that point in time, but I would call them conspiracy theorists. How do you people, I've gone through polygenism, gone through slavery, gone through Jim Crows in America, gone through all of the coups that's happened in Africa and all of the so-called independence in Africa and all of the lists and all of the demands of the oppressors in the 19th century up to the 20th century, up to now, that says to them they must not build any infrastructure. We're only to extract from you. We're only to take from you. You're not to build. If we find crude oil, you're only going to take the crude. You're not to build a refinery. So now Africa gets destroyed. No infrastructure, no planning. The leaders, the good leaders we had, they got killed off because they were standing up to themselves. When in Nigeria, when Tafawa Balewa was standing up to maybe getting more of the oil from the BP that was there, he got killed. Muritala, the same thing, got killed. So every other person that got in there after them was told, you're not to build any refinery. So Nigeria suffers, and that is happening all over Africa. And then you had points in life where they put at a zoo, where they committed all sorts of atrocity to a race of people. Every time they want to test their medicine, they come into Africa. But still we don't die. Still we continue to multiply. At that point, in my mind, when I start to think about it, people left their countries to go to other countries to get a better life in the countries that's actually robbing them of having a better life, because they refuse to, they kill off all the good leaders that we have and give stern warnings to the leaders that we have now, that if you go our land, we'll do you like we did Lubamba, we do you like we did Joseph Sankara. So everybody stays in line, but then they're able to channel the frauds. They make it easy for them to be fraudulent by taking tested. They've used us as human tests for their new medicines. And still we don't die. Still we multiply. But now we're here. After 2020, something spiritual happened, I believe. All of the hidden informations about what's really wrong about Africa, how we have not really expanded on ourselves. All the contracts are now coming in, and we're now seeing it. We're seeing the why. With everything that's happened to Africa, I have to tell you, man, we are a resilient people, man. We are a special people. Our ancestors have seen hell for the last 400 years. And still we're hopeful. We smile, we dance. We express how, what's this lady say? We express the gift that our ancestors gave. Try to kill us even in this new day, but we still multiply, we still grow, we still develop tough skin in treacherous conditions and still thrive. I tell you one thing, being black is privilege. We are a great people. We are a great people. Like, we are a great people, man. All the lies that we're told are now, in this age of Aquarius, the truth of our true history is now coming out. And it's an honor to behold this truth. There's some of our ancestors within those 400 years that they didn't know all of this truth. They believed the lie that they were told. To be the generation that gets to see what the real truth is. To be the generation that sees us at this present moment at a cusp of change, like real change. However slow, however messy, because revolution is always a messy business anyway. It's a true honor, a real true honor, you know, one that we shouldn't take very lightly. People died for us to get to this point. People marched, people fought, people gave their life for us to get to this point. It's a special time, man. It's a special time. It's a special time to feel truly privileged to be black. It's not something to be ashamed of anymore. Africa is not something we have to hide and say, oh no, I'm from Britain, Africa, I was born here. No. We need to say, yeah, we're African. Stand on that now. Knowing that people, a few men sat down and made sure that we hate ourselves, should be every reason why we should stand on business wherever we are in the world. Now, yes, I'm African. With a kind of British accent, but I'm African. Do you know what I mean? Like,